going to show you how to use a BTC particle size analyzer to do a particle size analysis, and then a couple additional steps in order to do a Zeta potential measurement. Upon approaching the instrument, check to see if the power light is on. If it is not, then you need to begin by turning on the power by flipping the switch that is in the rear. The power indicator in the front should then turn green. For a particle size measurement, open the BIC particle sizing software shown here. Upon opening the program, it will start communicating with the instrument, and you will hear the laser turning on as it is warming up and adjusting. Once the program is open, go to Parameters, which is down here at the bottom of the screen, and you will have this pop-up appear. Here you will label your sample. You do not need to change the operator name. You can set the number of cycles to get your count. Set your temperature for that the instrument will be measuring at. We are going to be about 24 degrees. You need to set your solvent system. So we're going to be using water, but there are several other options that are pre-recorded, and that will set your viscosity and your refractive index. Then you can adjust your run duration for how long each run is, and with the refractive index of the particles if you know what that is prior. Press OK, and that will have you set up to run your measurement. Once you have the parameters set, you can then prepare your sample. There are available at the instrument fluorescent cuvettes, which you will then need to load 1.5 milliliters solution of your sample. Open the sample window, and there is a cover that covers the cuvette, the sample cell. So you can take that out, and then you can load your sample. You should see upon loading red flash, that is the laser passing through it, showing you that the sample is loaded. And then you can close the sample window. Once the sample is loaded, you can go ahead and just press start, and it will normalize its sample counts and then the temperature, and it will begin the measurement. Once the sample has run, it will feed out the individual data points for each sample run, and then it will give a reported average with a standard deviation and a final combined value. To preview what your text file will save, you can come to Report File Settings, and it will give you a drawdown menu of the parameters that it will save in the text file. So you'll have your name, date, time, batch, and everything else, so related to the sample that you just ran. And press OK when you've selected what you want. To save the file, come up to File, Create Report File from Saved Measurements. The program will automatically save a version of the data, and you will find that in the folder here. Select the sample ID. You press OK. You will then be able to rename the sample to whatever you want of your choice, and it will create a text file export in the location you want. In general, save your data in Data 1 on the desktop. You can create a file name of your own, and then you can save the data, and that will save your data as a text file. To verify that your file has been saved, go to the file location, and you will see text files. Just double click, and that will pull up your text file with the sample name, date, time, effective diameter, and it will save the average values, the average value with the standard deviation and mobility. Once you're done with your measurement and your data is saved, then you can just close the program by pressing the X in the top corner. Once you're done with the sample and you close the program, then you need to clean up your sample, so you can open the sample door again, pull out the sample. If you are disposing of the sample, then properly dispose of it. Otherwise, the next step is to put your sample cover back in so that no dust gets into the sample cell. And then close the sample window. When you're done doing all your experiments, double check the power light is on again, then come back and turn off the power switch, and you'll see the power light turn off. If you need to do a zeta potential measurement, you will load your sample slightly differently versus the particle size. First, you will open the sample window and remove the dust cover. Then, tucked underneath is the zeta potential probe. You will load the probe into your cuvette, and then load the cuvette into the sample window. To run the zeta potential measurement, you need to use the BIC PAL Zeta Potential Analyzer program. That will take a moment to start up. Once the program is open, you can set up the parameters. These are the same parameters you used previously for the particle size, with the exception of you will now set the size of your particles, since this is the size and the concentration of your solution. And then press OK. And then you're good to start your measurement. If the temperature is not at the set temperature due to either the laser not being fully warmed or the laser being on for a while, you will see this dialog pop up to tell you that the temperature is adjusting. Do not bypass this, as the temperature will affect your measurements. After the temperature is stabilized, you will need to wait for the counts to stabilize. If the counts are too low, then it will tell you that it cannot give a proper reading. Otherwise, it will take a second and it will stabilize. Once you have your data, you can come up to File, Create Report File from Saved Measurements, select your file, press OK, and you'll have your data file save location open up. Choose the appropriate folder and label it. Press Save, and you've now created a safe folder of that sample. Press Exit to close out. That text file will report what you have set in Report File Settings, and you can do this as a mean, combined, or individual runs for each data point. Once you're done running your samples, to close the program, you can simply press the X in the top corner. To clean up your sample, you'll open the sample cell again, then you will pull out the sample. The probe will come out first. You will need to set that aside to be washed. Okay, that was a little awkward. And then you can pull out your sample cuvette and reinsert the dust cover. To clean the probe, simply rinse with your solvent thoroughly, and then wipe the outside with a clean chem wipe, and then you can store again inside the cell area and close the sample window. Once you're done with your measurements, power light should still be showing on, so we need to turn off the instrument. Do so by reaching behind and turning off the power switch, and we will see the power light go off again. So we've shown you how to use the BTC particle size analyzer to do a particle size analysis and zeta potential measurement. If you have any additional questions, reach out to Dr. Jacek Jasinski by email, or he's usually in room 0 to 10.